Welcome back to Lovin Sheila, the podcast. As always, it's great to be with you today. I want to talk, in my day to day life, in my profession, I spend my time negotiating agreements for a Fortune 500 organization. I'm their representative. My job is to protect their interest, to communicate their interest, and make deals that are mutually beneficial, profitable to the organization, and profitable to the client. And that's what I do day to day. That's talking and making sure that I'm conveying the right information, making sure that I don't let things slide that shouldn't slide, that might come back to bite me later, making sure that I'm forthcoming and truthful about what I'm promising, so that there's no misunderstandings, there's no pointing the finger, or there's no bait and switch, so to speak. And so that's what I do. And what I found is sometimes I tend to compartmentalize, as I have become a pretty good negotiator over the years. I've done it for some time. One thing that I've maybe not have done so well is negotiated the terms of my relationships very well. And my dad once told me, never fear to negotiate, but never negotiate out of fear. And I think that was a wise saying. I don't know where he got it from, but I thought it was interesting. But what I found is I compartmentalized my professional life from my personal life, and I did not negotiate the rules of engagement very well. For instance, in professionally, we like to come to a person and kind of let the person know how we work. This is what we do. This is what we have to offer. And this works best when we do things this way, and kind of identify how we intend to proceed with gathering more information and getting to know their business and seeing how we could assist them. And likewise, in relationships, when you're meeting people, that's kind of the same type of engagement should take place. Present yourself, introduce yourself, let them know your expectations, how you work, what you want to get out of this engagement, what you hope to get out of it, and then we have a commitment to proceed. Yes, I'm interested. That aligns with where I'm trying to go, and we can proceed. So at that point, we have established the rules of engagement, the rules of our knowing each other and committing to get to know one another better. And from there, we begin to work on the terms of the relationship. You know, what we want, what we hope to get, what time frame we're looking at, the terms, what type of commitment we're looking for, all of those things, because it's very important that we are clear and that there's not any ambiguity. We have to enter into this stage with intention, because when there is no intention, when there is no communication, instead of building a relationship, what we often build are situationships, because those have no clarity. There's confusion. You never really know where you stand, and you're constantly trying to figure out what is this. And certainly for me, and I hope for you, that's not where we want to be. We want to have clearly identified relationships, clearly communicated expectations, and just clarity on why we are spending our time together. And we have to dig a little deeper, and we have to be able to ask more questions, and to really understand that, because I was in a relationship, and I definitely believe he loved me. I definitely believe he wanted to spend his life with me. And that's what I wanted, someone to love me and want to spend their life with me. But what was ambiguous to me is, and what are the terms of this spending our life together? Does that mean we're going to get married, that we'll get engaged in a couple, soon, and we'll start to build our life together in marriage, or what? And I felt over time that I felt like it was leading toward a life partnership, which I quite frankly, I can't stand that term. I believe in marriage. And I felt it was going toward life partnership, meaning doing all the things married people do without the commitment, without the commitment, with only a commitment made to each other, not a commitment made before God. And so that was disturbing to me. And so eventually because I had no peace with that, I felt like I had to end the relationship. So I thought I was clear. I thought we had intentions there. I understood the intention, and I did. He wanted to be with me, spend time with me, love me. However, wasn't I don't know that he wanted to marry me. And that's where we have to make sure that we alleviate the ambiguity. And that's what I would encourage you to do before you spend any more time. To me, time is a very precious resource. And before you spend any time building the situationship or building the relationship without clarity, building the relationship that has ambiguity, before you spend any more time doing that, please take a minute, communicate. Early and often is best, I would say. Early on, I was of the opinion that we should have weekly check-ins. I feel like that's really good to help make sure everyone's on the mark and heading in the right direction. I feel like that's very helpful. But at any rate, so we're negotiating the terms of our relationship, making sure that we get what we need from the relationship. And one of the things that happened for me is I met someone who clearly came to me and stated their intentions. And frankly, it was a kind of an answer to prayer, because I was saying, state your intentions, make it plain, or leave me alone. That was what I was quoting, and that's my quote. And I was sharing it on social media, and we're telling my friends, because I was frustrated with people who I just didn't understand what they wanted from me. So when a man approached me and stated their intentions, it was a game changer for me, because it's what I've desired to know. What do you want? How do you want to engage? What is your end game here? And so at this ripe old age, it's become a game changer for me, which says it's never too late to pivot, to course correct, and to get it right. So let's just make sure, ladies, that we are moving with intention, that we have someone who has the same goals or is trying to move in the same direction as we are. We don't want to be unequally yoked. We don't want to be, looking for a relationship and this one's looking for a situationship. We need to know what they want, and we need to communicate and negotiate the terms of them spending time with us early on, so that there is no misunderstandings and there's no heartbreak down the line. So that's what I would encourage you with. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next Lovin Sheila.